One of the big pieces for me of why spiritual formation is important is the relationships that are built as we bring our children to church or different kinds of ministry settings, that they are building relationships with other people who are also asking hard questions of their faith and are living into that. We live in a really hard world, and there's so many ways and places that we can get invested in that might bring momentary answers or, okay, I can breathe.
God teaches us a lot of lessons, like caring for one another, that everyone is our sibling, and so we are our sibling's keeper. Owen and Cora can see that in our outreach program. We talk a lot about folks who come and they can get meals here, and I can see both of them taking away that value even now, even at a young age, caring for people that we see on the street that might be homeless or might have a need. They really notice that, and they will go and talk to folks, and that means a lot.
All of my kids at some point have had things that they're just struggling with, whether it's friendships or it's decisions that they've made and the consequences they have to face because of those decisions, or everyday things like, do I do this or because my friends are doing it, or do I do this because I know it's right or wrong, or, or this is the right thing to do.
Well, as a child, I was raised in the church, and I started to understand how much faith formation can really affect your life choices. And so because of that, I want to make sure that kids have the opportunity to hear how much they are loved, to know that they are important people, both to God and to the church, but also so they develop skills so they'll be able to navigate the things that life throws at them in ways that are healthy and in ways that are affirming both to their faith and to themselves.
The kids get angry, and kids, their emotions are all over the place because they're kids and they don't know how to regulate all of those things that they're feeling, be it love, be it anger, be it sadness, frustration. They just sometimes don't know how to say what they're thinking or feeling, so it comes out in like aggression or, hiding in the corner or crying or whatever big feeling happens to pop out in whatever emotion it pops out as.
But also then learning how to navigate in a community. Oftentimes we don't develop communities unless we are with people on a regular basis.
Just learning that we all feel things differently, we all hear things differently, we all speak in different tones.
So that's really critically important, but it's also critically important that in that faith community that we don't do harm in the name of God. And so being aware of how trauma presents itself. So when we have a kid come into the classroom that has some trauma in their life, being aware of how that works and how sometimes the discipline that we use, that it's kind of been drilled into us, this is how you keep classroom management together. Those are exact opposite of what a kid with trauma needs. It actually feeds into the traumatic trigger response and causes the behavior to worsen. So when we're aware of what trauma looks like and then how to handle it, we can be the source of those skills, of the resiliency that they see modeled for them. And it allows the church to be a healing and whole place.
I have an 8-year-old who has sensory processing disorder, so she feels feelings on a way bigger caliber than I've ever been used to. But I know she's not the only one. But I have learned how to listen to her big feelings and give her space when, as a parent, your instinct, or even as a children's ministry leader, is to go to them and say, what's wrong? We have to be able to recognize when they are like, go away. I don't want anybody to be around me. I need 5 minutes. I need you to just leave me alone for a little bit, and I will come to you when I'm ready to talk.
So helping kids understand what faith really means, that it's not a checklist of do's and don'ts. It's a relationship with God and being aware that God is with us and moving us and calling us to be a presence of love in the world. And so when we can help kids understand that, I think it's very helpful and healing for them.
I'm I'm big on the belief that God is a God of love and that God is here to prosper us and not to harm us. And so that is the biggest takeaway that I hope Owen and Cora gain from spiritual formation, is that they are so loved and they're a beautiful creation of God.
This is a production of Central Church Traverse City in conjunction with the Northern Waters District and the Michigan Conference of the United Methodist Church. Share widely. You have our permission.